Hello guys, very good
Hi,
evening.
hi Chaitanya, good evening.
Um, Hi. Yeah, yesterday I think you have some internet connectivity issue.
Yeah,
It's,
I
I
have some
think so.
connectivity issues actually. I was in traveling and I'm not able to join in between.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
fine. That's
Thanks
fine.
for sending the invitation also.
No problem. That's fine. Right, guys. Welcome to the new concepts, new sessions of Docker and Kubernetes. I hope everyone are doing good. And when we are coming back to the concept of this Docker and Kubernetes, what is this Docker? What is this Kubernetes? And why we want to have this Docker and Kubernetes. So the basic agenda is to make sure you understand the concept of the Docker and Kubernetes very clearly. Why? Because it is happening to be a very crucial components of your entire DevOps. So Docker and Kubernetes are becoming a very crucial part in the future. Not only in the future, right now they are in the budding technologies, and they are very not a budding technology. They are very hyped technologies right now in the DevOps engineering. So why? Because everyone are migrating from their on-premises environment to the cloud environment. In the cloud environment, we are using the Kubernetes configurations. So now what we can do with the Kubernetes, and what is the main concept of this Docker and Kubernetes. So to make sure you understand the concept, let me introduce about myself. Okay. So, and then we will start about what is what and how we are going to work with this Docker and Kubernetes. I just want to give a detailed explanation of this Docker and Kubernetes. And we will go into the a little bit picturization of this concepts. Now, before I go into the concept of Docker and Kubernetes, what are your expectations? What are your expectations? Before I ask you about your expectations, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Chaitanya. I will be the trainer for your Docker and Kubernetes sessions. So I have 13 years of experience into the IT industry. In 2014 onwards, I started my IT trainings. So with Kubernetes, I'm a certified Kubernetes administrator, and as well as I'm an AWS solution architect associate level certified candidate and SysOps administrator. And when you come to the Red Hat certifications, I have my RHEL certification and as well as the Microsoft certification. These are the certifications which I currently have, and planning for another certifications to be completed. Okay, that is about myself. And can you please introduce about yourself? And can you please let me know what are your expectations to join in this course, and what you want to learn in Docker and Kubernetes, and why? I mean, I want to know about your experiences. Experience in the sense, what is your IT industry experience? Do you have any IT industry experience, or else you are a fresher? I just want to know about that.
Yeah, sure Chaitanya. So let me introduce myself. My name is Rao. So actually
Mhm.
I'm having 14 years of experience in IT industry. So I'm
Okay.
into the data migration and with the data masking part, and I'm also involved in that DB activities. So
Hmm.
I just want to know more details about Kubernetes part because recently most of our environments has been migrated to cloud within our organization, and they want to handle at the rancher level from Kubernetes part actually. So I just want to know in detail so how the Kubernetes is working and how we can handle different set of servers and what are the nodes we can handle from there. So like a administration kind of thing actually I just want to so that's what my
Fine.
expectation for this course actually.
That's a good start. Thank you, Nageshwar.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, so you are, I mean, whatever the Kubernetes cluster that is created, that is with the rancher. You said that, like.
Yeah, rancher. Yeah, they're handling everything from the rancher. All deployments and all changes can
Hmm.
handle from rancher itself. So we used to have
Okay.
a rancher access, but we are at initial stage. We just want to know how we can add some namespaces and how can increase the decrease the pods and how deployments will happen and without affecting that how to manage the loads between the servers, how we can swap the servers load to other server like that. So that's we want to know more in detail of that.
Okay, fine. Thanks for that. I will come back to all the detailing part. Okay.
Yeah,
So when I'm telling you about the syllabus, I will let you know about that.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Chaitanya. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anyone? Any another person?
Yeah, hi Chaitanya, Raghuvi this side.
Hi, Ragbi.
Yeah, so currently I'm working as a Java developer and I have more than 7 years of experience and wanted to know about this Docker and Kubernetes to add it in my skill set. So that's the reason I thought to join this class and learn the concept of Kubernetes and Dockers.
That's very good. So as a Java developer, like you are a Java developer. So which framework you are using?
So basically like it's a legacy project, but now we are moving to the cloud. So migration is happening and that's the reason I thought to know some concept about this.
No. I'm talking about the what is that? What is the framework in the sense Spring Boot, or else how you are working with what Java type, what Java application you are working with?
Yeah, so
Which
we are
kind of
in legacy, we are using struts and all, and now we are moving to the microservices.
microservices? That's good.
It's a big project, so means I work on the project where we are using struts and other Java.
I understand. I understand that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Raghu. So what are your expectations in learning? Like you just want to know what is Docker and Kubernetes and how these implementations are going to happen, right?
So how industry level we handle this load and all and
Good.
concept in this.
Okay, good. So
Basically, I want to
I
learn.
will try to explain you about those things.
Yeah, thank
Fine
you.
then. So any another Lakshmaya? Thank you. Is Lakshmaya available? Good. So anyways, coming back to the point, what we are going to understand uh, what we are going to do about the Docker and Kubernetes. In the beginning of the course, I don't want to I don't want to make you discomfortable with telling you some jargons. First of all, what you need to understand here is sorry, there is a small disturbance in my network connectivity. Anyway, just coming back to the point. So I hope you are able to see my screen. So the developer is going to work with the multiple application, multiple runtimes. So first of all, can anybody tell me why we need to create an application first place? Why? Because IT company is giving us the salary, so we need to create the application. Huh? Why we need to create an application? Tell me.
So application is like this. We can split the system into some set of modules, right? For each and every module, we can have an application, or each and every service, we can have
No,
an application.
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking why we need to create the application. I'm not asking how it is going to create. So you need to understand the difference. What, why, and how. I'm not asking how we can define the modules. I'm not asking that. The basic question is why we need to create an application.
So we do have a user interface actually with that screen actually. So as an end user, I want to access some data from the screen.
Can I tell?
But who is
basically if any entity want to run their services or run their business, so definitely we need some application.
Okay, very good. So in the entire world, if I have to divide the world, how many types of businesses are there? Or else how many different kinds of jobs are there? If I have to ask you, I will tell you only there are two types of jobs. One is IT job, one is IT, and the other one is non-IT. Okay, I will define like this. Okay, what is this IT and what is this non? Python developer is there, Node, or else any testing people are there. Okay, Selenium testing, manual testing, they will come under the testing. Database administrators, database management people will be there. So they will all comes under the IT. And not only that, the system administrators, network admins, okay, network admins, storage admins, okay, storage admins. So they will all comes under a concept, or also they will all comes under the IT. So what they will do, they will work with the IT applications. So we'll see how we are going to work with the IT application. But before going into the IT, so let us discuss about the non-IT sectors. Your banking sectors. So in banking, accountants will be there, managers will be there, cashiers will be there. Medical sector. Medical is also a non-IT only. So in medical also you will have doctors, medical representatives. Right now, medical coding guys are getting evolved. So that is also comes under the non-IT. And entertainment. Entertainment sector will again comes under the non-IT only. So if you want to have an VFX configured, or else if you want to have something like anything. So right now the movies are also using the entire. It's becoming as a corporate style only. So they also require the IT services. Okay, they also require the applications. They also require the storage spaces. Obviously, that is also a non-IT. And later on, like that, we are having some hundreds of non-IT sectors are there. So among those, let us think there is a sector called as banking sector. Okay, there is a sector called as banking, or else there is a bank in our city. Okay, so now what is the main motto of this bank? So just imagine if you go back to some 2028 or else 2008 or 2005 or 2010 also, at this particular point of time, if I want to deposit a money, what I have to do, or else if I have to withdraw a money, what I have to do, or what we used to do. Tell me guys, in 2010 what we used to do to deposit a money or to withdraw a money, withdraw
We
money
are
from the bank.
visiting the branch. We are visiting the branch and doing the activity.
We have to put a half day of leave to our job, and then we have to visit to the branch. We have to write the deposit form. We have to stay in the queue at least for 1 or 2 hours, and then we have to deposit the money. Withdrawal is also the same formula. So now, if you see today everything is digitalized. So if I want to send a money, or else if I want to receive a money, just a one click away. Okay, how this revolution was evolved. So now this bank, whatever the bank is there, if the bank doesn't have an internet banking, if the bank doesn't have phone pay or GPay like wallets, are you going to take an account in that bank? If the bank doesn't have the internet banking application, if the bank doesn't have the wallet application, if the bank doesn't have any internet services, are you going to take an account in that bank? Tell me. That's a most possible situation right now you have. Yes or no? I just ask you a simple question, guys. Whether are you going to take it? If you ask me, I won't take the account in that bank. Okay, so I'll go for a most comfortable way. I want much more comfort. I want to sit in my home. I want to do the transactions within inside my home itself. So for that, what I will do, I want to take a bank account in a bank where I can have this internet banking and all the services. For this internet banking, what this bank will do, bank will go to an IT company, or else they will do certain biddings. There are different styles of selecting an IT company. Now, once the IT company is selected, now this bank will request the IT company. The bank will request the company to provide an internet application, to provide an internet banking application and mobile banking application. So you have the mobile banking applications and internet banking application. No? So now what this IT company will do, inside the IT company, there will be two categories of employees will be there. One is the developers who is going to develop the application. And the next one is administrators who is going to deploy. They are called as delivery managers also, we can call them. So now what we are going to do here is, here you will have the developers. And the other side you will have the administrators or else. So now when this banking people sit with the IT team or else IT industry, they will ask the IT industry, they will tell the requirements. So these are the requirements which we are having. Can you please design a web application for us? So now what this IT company will do here is, if they're primarily using Java, or else if they are primarily using Python, or else if they are primarily using Node.js, so they will start explaining the requirements. So first of all, they will collect all the requirements from the bank. What are your requirements? So then the bank will give the entire requirements. This is called as requirement gathering or requirement analysis. So I want this kind of color gradient, and I want these logos, and I want the login form should be like this, and everything will be given by the bank. So now you will banking people will do. Now the banking people will come to the development people, a Java application, and the color gradient should be like this, and I need to have some the front end should be looking like this, and I want you to use the best backend for us so that it should be more secure. So more secure. These are all the requirements the bank is going to tell to the developers. So now what developers will do here is, they will gather the requirements, whatever the bank has said, and they will start analyzing that, and they will start the designing. So the first one is requirement analysis or gathering, and the next one is design, and the third one, which means they will start understanding, okay, this should be the front end, this is how the back end should be there, and these many number of servers I need to use for the databases. So how many number of servers are required to run the each and every microservice inside that application. So here you got a new term called as microservice. We'll come to that microservice also. Okay. Microservice architecture, also microservice, we'll discuss about that. But any which ways, what they are going to do, the developers are going to tell that, okay, so this is the requirement designing, and then they will start implementing the application. Okay, they will start implementing the application, which means creating the application, creating the front end and back end. They will start implementing that. Once they have started the implementation, then they will go for the testing. Okay, they will do the testing of that application. How they are going to do the testing? Now comes the main point. So in this testing phase, so there will be multiple types of servers are available. Some servers are called as development servers, where they are going to deploy this application. Whatever the current developing applications are there, those applications will be created in the dev servers. Okay. So with the help of this dev servers, what testing people are going to do here is, what testing people are going to do, testing people will access the application which is installed inside this development server, and they will tell what are the bugs that are available to the developers again. So these are the bugs that I have found. So please rectify the bugs and recreate the, or else redeploy the application. So the developers will clear out all the bugs and redeploy the application. So this deployment will be happening between the developers and the administrators all. Okay, so they have to tell the requirements. They have to tell the what I can say, what are the main requirements for creating this application. Okay, dependencies, software dependencies, everything has to be given by the developers. So once the requirements are given by the developers, then administrator will create a development server, and they will install the application on the development server, so that the testing people will access it, and they will write the whatever that their testing analysis and everything they will do, and give it back to the developers. So once the testing is completed, Okay, once our testers are satisfied, then the application will be moving into another environment. What is that environment? So currently we are in the development environment. From the development environment, the application will be moving into another environment called as. How many environments will be there in the development phase? UAT. So the application will be moved into the UAT environment. UAT means user acceptance testing. So now whatever the application that you have developed, that you created, that you run, so that should be satisfying. That should be satisfying designing and the implementation, whatever you have done. So everything should be satisfied by the customer. So that is what user acceptance testing, and as well as they will do some testing from their end also. So, and later the application will be moved into the production environment. So when the application is moving on to the production environment, then what is going to happen? We will see it later. But the application is going to move into the prod environment. Once the application has moved into the production environment, the end users will be able to access it. For example, I am the customer of this bank. So I will be able to access that application, use the application and work with that application. So this is what's going to happen. So once the application is created, our job is done. Once application is created, our job is done. Is the developer job is done? Is the administrator job is done? Tell me.
No.
No. Then what you have to do? For example, you purchased a car. So when you are purchasing a car, you will first let us make this analogy with a car purchase. So you want to purchase a car. First, you will choose your requirements. What are my requirements? Am I going to go for daily? Am I going to drive the car to my office? Yes, that is one of the check mark. Or else, why I am purchasing this car? Is it for only for my trips? So then you don't need to purchase a car. So whatever the main utilities, main use for the car, you will check out our requirement gathering. So for this reason, I want to purchase the car. Okay. And what should be there inside the car? That is also a requirement gathering. So what should be there inside the car? So if inside a car, if I'm having my what I can say, I need to have a turbocharged engine, petrol, diesel models, automatic or manual gear. So everything you have to check. These are all the check marks that should be satisfied. That is what requirement gathering. So once the requirement gathering is done, which particular car is more likely, more lovely in the designing perspective? So how we are going to select? We will choose some 10 designs of the car. Among those 10 designs, we will be selecting a particular car. That is what designing is. After designing, so what you are going to do? So now you have to go to that particular company. You have to purchase it. So before purchasing, what you are going to do? You are going to test drive it. So you just need to check whether everything is fine or not. That is what test driving. So once test drive it, then you are going to purchase it. So when you purchase it, then that is available to you. So as the end customer, you will have that car and you will have your satisfaction. Okay, I have my car in my hand. So now once the car is purchased, then starts actual difficulties. Okay, so what are the difficulties? When you purchase a car, what will be the difficulties? Tell me, guys. When you purchase a car, what will be the difficulties?
Pricing and maintenance cost, like that. We have to see that.
Exactly. Maintaining and managing will become a very, very difficult issue. So the first one is you need to every once in a year, you have to change the engine oil. You have to give the servicing. Okay, proper servicing should be done at any given intervals of time. You have to do the services. So purchasing a car is easy, but maintaining the car is difficult. In the same manner, creating an application is, at least it will be somewhat easy. Okay, but once you created the application, whatever the bugs, whatever the issues that is generating, so to maintain and manage those issues, it will be a very hectic task for us. So maintenance is also one of the crucial part in the development. So this entire process will comes under the SDLC, software development lifecycle: requirement gathering, design, implementation, testing, making a move into the production. And finally, maintenance and management of your application will comes under the SDLC, software development lifecycle. Now, where this Docker and Kubernetes fit in, okay, deploying. So in good olden days, when you go to the when you just go back to 2005 or 2008, at that time, we used to have only single servers. Okay, only a single physical server will be having, and inside the single physical server, we will be installing an operating system. We will be installing an operating system. Either it might be Linux or else Unix or Windows. Any operating system we will be installing. So Linux or Unix or Windows. So this operating system will be installed. Now you will purchase a server with a cost with the resources as 16 CPU, somewhere like 256 GB of RAM. Like that, you are going to purchase the server. So in this server, I am going to install an application. So I'm going to install an application. So this is the application which I am running inside the server, and it is having, for example, I created a Java application. Okay, so I created a Java application, and this Java application is running on Java 1.8. Java 1.8. Whoever are the Java developers, they will understand this. Java 8 or Java 1.8. This application is running. So now, what I am trying to do here is, some another client has came and asked me to create one more application, and that application should also be running in the Java, but here the dependencies are changing. So here he is asking me to develop the application develop the application on. So both the okay, do you understand my question? My question is it possible for a Java developer or else for anyone to run a two different version of a Java in a single server? Is it possible?
No, it's a bit difficult. No.
No. So why? Because you need to have the compatibility. Not right now. So now it is possible with the help of alternatives. Okay, we are having that update config alternatives. Java alternatives are available. With that, you can work with the multiple Java. But when you go back to some 10 years back, those alternatives are not available. So it is not possible. Not only this, so right now you are having an application running inside the server. So when the application is running inside the server, okay, so the application consumption will be very less. So even though the application is running, so it might consume some 2 CPU, 32 GB of RAM maximum. Or still, if it goes back, so it will take up to 64 GB of RAM. A single application can consume up to 64 GB of RAM. Then why we require this much amount of server? So this application will not run. The second updated application will not run on that server. Only a single application will be running. Then what about the server components that we are having? What about the CPU and RAM? So the entire CPU and RAM will not be utilized. Optimization will be not there. So resource optimization won't be there. So this is the main issue with the physical servers. Resources optimization in the sense a proper consumption of resources by the application will not be there. This is one problem. The other problem is if you are having a Windows related application like .NET applications like that, Windows dependency applications are there. Is it possible for us to run both the application on a single server. So here we install the Linux or Unix server. But I am telling that there is a Windows application. Okay, there will be a Windows related component applications will be there. So that particular application will not run in a single server. Then what I have to do? I need to purchase another server. I need to purchase another server. In the other server, I need to install the Windows application, and then I have to create that application in that server. Now think of this, how much problematic situation we are right now. So now for a single application, I need to purchase a single server. Okay, so for a single application, I need to purchase a server. So if I have to purchase a server, then again, there will be a lot of issues will be there. So I need to have the system administrator, network administrator. Of course, for the servers, definitely we need to have them. But the main problem is the server is not properly utilized. So that is the main problem. So to overcome all these problems, so the IT industry has introduced a new concept called as virtualization. So what is meant by virtualization? There are two types of virtualizations are available. Okay. So virtualization means logical division of physical components into the virtual components. So whatever the server that you are seeing here, for example, let me show you one thing. So if you can see, what are my system, or else what are my workstation component, or else what are the resources of my workstation? I am having some 3 gigahertz, nearly equivalent to 3 gigahertz CPU, and I am having some 16 GB of RAM is there. So this is my entire system configuration. This is the system configuration. Now in the same manner, you will have a server also. In the server also, the same like you will have the CPU and RAM configuration will be there. So now what I am going to do here is I am going to run a virtualization software in my computer. When I run this virtualization software inside my computer, what is going to happen? So in my Windows operating system, I am creating a virtual machine over here. So this virtual machine is a Red Hat Linux machine. It is going to consume the resources from the whatever the laptop resources are there, from my workstation resources. That particular virtual machine will consume the resource and create a VM. So this is called as virtual machine. So for example, if I want to run another operating system, so I have the Windows operating system is there. So if I want to start this Windows machine also, the Windows machine will be started. So right now I am having two different virtual machines in front of you in a single physical machine. So this is my physical machine, whatever I am showing you here. Inside a physical machine, I am having a virtualization software. With the help of virtualization software, what I can do, I am running multiple virtual machines, and these virtual machines are going to consume my resources. Here you can see, just previously it is 10 GB. Right now it has been increased to some 14 to 15 GB. So why? Because they are consuming my resources. When they are getting the resources from my physical resources. These virtual machines are getting the resources from my physical resources. So this is how the virtualization will be helpful. So now inside this virtual machine, what I can do, here you can see in Red Hat Linux, I can install whatever the application that I want. And on Windows Server, I can install whatever the application that I want. And on a single server machine, single physical server, if you see, this is a single physical server. In a single physical server, I am running multiple virtual machines, which will be very handy for me to run multiple operating system sensitive applications. So now this has become a very big changer, game changer in your entire IT industry. So now this IT industry has started working with the virtualization. Not only IT industry, right now, whatever the cloud environment, whatever the cloud servers that you are seeing, either it might be what I can say your AWS EC2 instances, or else it might be Azure virtual machines. Everything is into the virtualization environment. So whatever the virtualization just now you have witnessed, okay, whatever the virtualization just now you have witnessed, that virtualization is a hardware virtualization. Sorry, that virtualization is that is a hardware virtualization, and it's a type 1 virtualization. Okay, it's a type 2 virtualization. Okay, so type 2 virtualization means it will be having it is called as a hosted virtualization. Whatever you have just witnessed, that is a hosted virtualization, or else I will call it as a type 2 virtualization. Type 2. And there is one more type of virtualization that is called as bare metal virtualization or type 1 virtualization. This is called as hardware virtualization. Whatever you have seen right now, this is called as hardware virtualization. Now, when you come to the next topic, that is your Docker. Docker will comes under the software virtualization. Now, what is the meaning of the software virtualization? What is this Docker? How this Docker is going to work? We will see that concept in the next upcoming session. So now what I want to explain you over here is, okay, what is this Docker and Kubernetes? That we will see in the next session. But right now, the main problem with the virtualization is that when we are creating this virtualized software, so the virtualization is going to consume the resources, and as well as it is going, if I have to pack the application and migrate the application from one, what I can say, one environment to the another environment. I want to migrate the application from the development environment to the production environment or testing environment, then it will be very, very tricky for me. Why it is tricky? I need to pack the entire virtual machine and its components, operating system, kernel, application dependencies, utilities, everything I have to pack it. So then when I pack it, it is going to come like somewhere like 10 GB or 20 GB, 25 GB of application, depending on the data that is present inside that virtual machine. To transfer this 25 GB of data from one environment to the another environment is a little bit tricky. So to overcome this problem, the IT experts has introduced a new concept called as, software virtualization, which is nothing but your Docker and Docker. Okay, inside that we will be working with the containers, and these containers are managed by the Kubernetes. So now what is Docker? What is Kubernetes? Next session. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Yeah, just Chaitanya, actually. See, so what is the, do we have any prerequisite to start with the Kubernetes actually? So do we need to know Docker and like DevOps?
Definitely, you need to understand Docker. Without knowing Docker, we cannot start.
Okay, so but Docker is part of Docker is part of DevOps, right?
Kubernetes is also a part of DevOps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Kubernetes is also a part of DevOps only. Docker is also a part of DevOps. Okay, Kubernetes is for managing your cluster.
Yes.
Whatever the Docker containers are there, if you want to manage those Docker containers, you can work with the Kubernetes.
Okay. And is this sessions will cover YAML scripts as well? Ansible and YAML scripts. Hello.
One second. What you are asking? Sorry, I did not understand.
Yeah. I'm asking actually this Kubernetes sessions, right? Actually, so what this programmer sessions, right? So he's going to cover this YAML and.
Yeah, we are going to cover the entire YML files, and we are going to cover the entire concept of
Ansible as well. Ansible.
No, Ansible is not included in this. Ansible is a configuration management. So it is a containerization and orchestration platform which we are working. So Ansible will not be covered.
Okay, so this is for mainly into Kubernetes, right? Like Docker and the basics of Docker, and then most into Kubernetes in detail, right?
In detailed explanation of Docker and Kubernetes.
Oh, both. Okay, fine then. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Anything that you want to ask? Let me tell you. Okay, so this is the concept of your Docker. So now, what else? Yeah, what are the things that we will provide over here is, you are going to get a complete knowledge on Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, and then you will be working with the concepts. I mean, what you are going to get, the session timings will be 6 p.m. onwards. Every day it will be 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And later you are going to get the documents and videos. Every day you are going to get these documents and videos related to the topic. And it is a 25 days of course. Of course, we might be giving you 20 days of sessions, but it might be prolonged plus or minus 5 days. Okay. And then what are the prerequisites? A minimum knowledge on AWS is required. If you don't have the knowledge also, it doesn't matter. Okay. But why? Because we are going to implement the complete Kubernetes into the AWS environment. So if you have a basic understanding, then that will be a very good advantage for you. Okay. So yeah, that's it. That's it from my end. So if you have anything to talk or also anything to ask, you can ask me now. Questions? Okay then. So if you don't have any questions, we'll meet in the next session and discuss about
And Chaitanya, actually, I have one last question. So, with respect to our career projection, right? So is Kubernetes alone is enough, or you want to add something to it along with Docker and Kubernetes?
the Docker and Kubernetes is a deployment management tools. It comes under the deployment manager. But if you have the complete knowledge on DevOps, that will be very handy for you.
Okay.
I won't say a specific tool. I won't say a specific tool is necessary, but if you have the complete knowledge, then it is an advantage for you. But
Okay.
any which ways, yeah.
Like whole process of CI/CD, you're saying like GitHub and Jenkins all together, right? You're saying so along with Docker.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
That is what we require. Fine. Okay, guys. Have a nice day, and I hope I made it clear for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.